Hey folks, welcome to PlayBranson, the show where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. I'm your host, Chris Meyer, and today's episode is brought to you by iBranson.com. It's the place where you can find all the latest show schedules and attraction information, so be sure to go to iBranson.com. Our guest today is Shannon Thomason, and we're excited to have him back on the show. Now, it's been a long time. Now, he's out at Shepherd of the Hills doing lots of shows now, and so we'll be glad to talk to him and find out what he's doing there. And we'll be back in just a minute, so hang tight.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show, and on today's episode of PlayBranson, we have Shannon Thomason. Did I get that last name right?
Yes, Thomason. You did it. It's an A, not a P.
Okay. I'm always like concerned I'm going to mess up.
Some people say Thompson, and it's Thomason.
Okay.
And I think the best one I've heard is where they put a P and an A in, and they just said Thomason. So you're covered. Put them all in there.
Welcome back to the show. It's been, I think, like 3 years since you've been on the show.
Has it been that long?
It's been a long time. Yeah. But there's new changes. And we want to talk about your changes. But what we want to do is we want to talk about your history as an entertainer and how you got in the business and your career path. And then we'll talk about the shows you're in.
Wow. Well, I guess if you go all the way back in time, I was an only child. So that probably kicked off my career, and thinking that you're the only one in the universe, the sun revolves around you, and it tends to do for only kids, right? Yeah. You're the only one, there's no competition. And then it progressed to singing in church, which got me to in a band, singing in a band and playing music with kids that were in the youth group. And then eventually I was married in '96, and we were on vacation up here. I grew up coming to Branson. My wife did not. And we were coming up here on vacation, and I was encouraged to audition. And so I came up and auditioned and I auditioned in '99 and got the job in 2000 at Bart Rocket's World of Magic, which is now Bloom Church. So it's not even a theater. Yes. It was the Gettysburg Theater, and then and then the Bart Rocket Theater, and then the World of Magic and Kirby.
So when you were just getting out of high school or whatever, where you're like, hey, I want to be a performer in Branson, Missouri, you thought that?
Well, what I thought, and this is something I thought as a child, we went to Silver Dollar City. I saw the saloon show and Rube Dugan's Diving Bell. And I was like, I would love to work here. As a child, never thinking that you would get the opportunity. And then in 2001, I actually got a job performing in the saloon show. And it's pretty unusual because right now, performing at Shepherd of the Hills, a lot of the folks I started with at Silver Dollar City that were there performing at the time I started, I'm still working with today. So it's really, it's great. It's a good family to be in.
Yeah. So what did you do at Bart Rocket's show?
I was assistant stage manager. Okay. So I would help the stage manager. And I gave myself that title. I wasn't hired as the assistant stage manager. But when you have a stage manager that does everything, and then you're the next person, then you're the assistant to the stage manager.
But you had to start somewhere.
Right. So when you come to town, you put out your resume, you can do auditions. I did audition for Silver Dollar City before taking that job at the Magical Palace, and I did not know this at the time. All I knew was they didn't like me. That's what you think, right? You didn't get the job. You didn't get hired. Well, when it rolled around to the next year, 2000, I went and auditioned. That was when I was told, hey, we're so glad you're here. Like right when I walked in, Jay McFerrin, who I work for at Shepherd of the Hills, he was there. He was the director of the saloon at the time. And he was like, oh, buddy, I'm so glad you're here. Didn't have a spot for you last year. Just do what you did last year, which lo and behold, that's all I had. I was going on a lark. It was just my day off. They had auditions. I was going back. I wanted to go, but I was mainly going, like I said, I'll sing a little bit and get to watch everybody, because that is great. You talk about the Hot Winter Fun Show when they go and you see a little bit of all the shows in town. That's kind of what an audition is. You get to watch all these great entertainers trying to get a job, and they're putting out their best. So, and you just get to sit in the crowd. It's not a closed audition. You just sit out there and you get to watch all these great performances and dances and comedians and
Interesting.
magicians.
That is really interesting.
Yeah, it's great. So I started with Silver Dollar City in 2001, and I was there. And then in 2006, I made the transition to part-time at Silver Dollar City and then doing full-time at Grand Country. Doing video work and then filling in the show. I'd fill in for Splinter Middleton, or Jay McFerrin was in the Comedy Jamboree. And then 2009, I was full-time Comedy Jamboree.
Okay, and so when you were at Grand Country and Comedy Jamboree, your title was Applejack.
Applejack. So I'm still that character. So I've still made appearances as Applejack since then, but doing... we have families come to town. They go, "Oh, my kid's so upset they don't get to see Applejack." And I'm like, "I'll just show up." Like I was like, "Where are y'all going to be?" They were like, "Oh, we're going to eat." Great. I'll just show up. So I showed up. And
that's some Ozark Mountain hospitality there, folks. Yeah.
And I do that. And anybody that knows me knows that, like I don't mind. It's fun. And if that brings them a little bit of joy, then... that's what it's all about, right? Making folks happy, and I like to do that. And
you wore typically this bright fluorescent. And so go back and look at a past episode.
It was this color. It was that color.
It was. It was. Yeah. So if you go back and go into the archives of PlayBranson, you'll see some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You guys threw one time, you and Andy Parks threw a body in front of the set or something.
That was, I think, the time Andy Parks showed up, not as Andy Parks, but I think he was being Luke Menard maybe, or something. There was some tie-in with Luke Menard and the hair and all this stuff, and I remember we had a good time.
Yeah. So you were at Grand Country for a long time.
Yeah, from 2006, I was with the company until January of this year, 24. Yeah. So quite a while, and they're still family. I consider them family, and I'm going to see them tonight. Actually, the date of this recording, the Old Trail Wranglers, which is I'm a part of, in the Great American Chuck Wagon Show, we're actually performing on Branson Country USA, which is their TV show.
Right.
There.
So you are now at Shepherd of the Hills, and you're in lots of different shows. So let's just tell people what shows you're in, and then we'll come back and we'll talk more about those shows here in a moment.
The Whodunit Hoedown, which is a great murder mystery, and you're there for Aunt Belle's birthday party, and it's a surprise party for Aunt Belle. We have a lot of folks, and the audience, of course, we've invited them to the barn. Everybody's having a meal to celebrate Aunt Belle's birthday, and then we discovered that a special guest that we've hired to perform for Aunt Belle at her birthday, sadly, met his demise. Yeah. And we discover that 4 of the audience members are suspects, so that's when we get them up and we have a good time in the murder mystery there. I'm also in the Great American Chuck Wagon Show, which I'm dressed up.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that show in the next episode.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And so right now, just talk about the Whodunit.
What show you are in?
Oh, I'm in the Whodunit Hoedown.
Right.
The Great American Chuck Wagon Show. And I'm also in the Wild West Murder Mystery.
Which has ended.
It ended for the season, and they're looking at extending the season for the 2025 season. A lot of different things going on, but it went very well this year. We had a great run, and I got to play Bronco Bob and get to be a cowboy, and much like Buffalo Bill, that was kind of the inspiration for that character.
And I want to talk more about all these shows here in just a second, so hang tight, and we'll be right back. Going to Branson for some relaxation and fun? You've got to stay with Branson's award-winning hotel family, Meyer Hotels. Meyer Hotels features 4 hotels in Branson with the best locations for your trip. Choose from brands you know and trust, like the Holiday Inn Express on Green Mountain Drive, the Best Western Centerpoint Inn, Comfort Inn at Thousand Hills, and the Comfort Inn and Suites. Enjoy refreshing indoor pools and hot tubs. Do you like free? How about a free hot breakfast each morning? Free vacation planning services, and of course, smiles are always free. Want even more value? Go to MeyerHospitality.com and join our e-club to save 15% off your next stay and check out incredible deals with our vacation packages. Call 1-877-FUN-STAY to book Branson's award-winning hotels or visit MeyerHospitality.com. It's your safe choice for award-winning lodging in Branson. MeyerHospitality.com. Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We have Shannon Thomason. Did I get that right?
Thomason.
Thomason.
Yep. You said it.
I said I just doubt it. I don't
What's
know why.
So
why
hard?
why do I doubt it?
Can we bring this up on the screen? Thomason. No, I'm just
He doesn't have time to do that.
like
anyway,
Blue's Clues.
Anyway, sometimes I just doubt myself. Okay, here's the deal. We are going to talk about the Great American Chuck Wagon Show, because that show does go through the rest of the season.
It does go all the way through Christmas.
And so tell people, maybe they've never heard of it, they've never been to it. What is this show?
So the Great American Chuck Wagon Dinner Show, we have a great Chuck Wagon meal. You've got great food, all that, and great cowboy music. And so I am very blessed to be a part of the Old Trail Wranglers, which is something new for me. Mm-hmm. As a comedian, you might get to sing one or two songs a show and do some backup harmonies when needed. And that was kind of my lot in life as far as a comedian. Mm-hmm. And I was asked to now be a singer. So now I'm a singer. I'm learning the cowboy guitar. I wasn't a guitar player. I was a bass player. So now I've got two more strings on this instrument.
Yes.
Plus they're smaller and closer together. So I'm learning cowboy guitar, singing these songs. I get to perform with John Fullerton, one of the members of the Sons of the Pioneers, Randy Plummer, a longtime Branson entertainer. I believe I've heard 152 years of entertaining in Branson, but I don't know.
We call him a living legend.
He is a living legend,
yes, he
Randy
is.
Plummer. And also Hannah Farnham, who is soon to be a legendary fiddle player. She is a fantastic fiddle player, award-winning, and voted Best of Branson for 2024, and we're hoping she wins.
Yeah. Now, here's the deal, folks. Every person that you just named has been on the show at some point. Yeah. Hannah was earlier this year.
John and Randy were
John
here.
was here earlier this year, too. Now, Randy, it's been a while.
Yeah.
But he's been on the show. So
well, I think you should have the Old Trail Wranglers, even if it's not a complete segment, to come in and do a couple of songs.
Oh.
And I'm just going to volunteer us for that.
Okay.
So putting that out there. So write your letters, email, if you would like to see the Old Trail Wranglers on a brief episode of the PlayBranson or the Vacation Channel.
There we go.
You can make
that
happen.
Well, that's good for us to know. I might be able to. We'll see. We'll see. So the meal's at 5 o'clock, right?
The meal is at 5. So you come in, we eat, and we start playing music. And we have a great time. It's about an hour and a half production, about 90 minutes. And there's comedy involved. Mike Tilden plays our campfire cook, our old Chuck Wagon cook. He's Cookie is his name. So he comes out, interrupts the show, has a lot of great comedy. He does some cowboy poems. He does a song as well that's very funny. We break out Jim Stafford's Cow Patty.
Cow Patty.
And let Cookie go loose on that. So it's pretty funny. And like I said, this show goes all the way through the end of the year. In November, for the Ozark Mountain Christmas season, we do an Old Trail Christmas. So we'll do a cowboy Christmas. We'll have a Chuck Wagon meal. And of course, great cowboy Christmas songs.
And so the nice thing about this is when you go on vacation, I always tell people you really want to eat someplace different than you can at home. I don't need to go eat at McDonald's per se, because I can do that at home. So this gives people a unique experience they can't get at home.
Right.
And the other thing is, if you're saying it's an hour and a half, you're done at 6:30ish. So they can go to another show. Now, do you guys have sometimes you have a show later that they can go to out at Shepherd's?
So you can. We also do the $1 Million Quartet. And right now the schedule is you can come to the Chuck Wagon and have a great meal at the Great American Chuck Wagon Dinner Show. And when we're done with that, if you just wait a few more minutes outside, they redo the entire stage and they put on a production of $1 Million Quartet. And one of my best friends on there, Andy Parks, is one of the characters in that show. He plays Sam Phillips, the owner of Sun Studios. And that's the night that he had Elvis and Johnny Cash and Carl Perkins and Jerry Lee Lewis all came to the studio and they had a good time. Lindsay Paricchio is in that show as well.
So, folks, you could do shows back to back, and of course, you guys have got ice cream out there, and you got. I mean, there's so much. There's so many things out at Shepherd of the Hills. So you can either come before and go up to the tower. You can zip line. You can ride a roller coaster. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. Now, I do want to come back to this Whodunit Hoedown. And so let's talk about that again, because that's another show that is also at 5 o'clock on some dates as well.
It is. On some dates it's 5, some dates it's 7:30. Check the schedule, but it does include a meal, and you come there, like I said, you come there for Aunt Belle's birthday party, and Uncle Pen welcomes everybody. And of course, we discover that the special guest for her birthday party doesn't make it, and he's met an untimely demise, and we have to get to the bottom of this mystery. So we have 4 audience members that are accused of being the murderers, per se. We get them on stage. We have fun with them throughout the night. And it's a lot of fun, about 90 minutes of show, 2-hour show, and it's just a lot of fun.
Okay. Now, you just finished doing a new show in the Shepherd's Wild West Murder Mystery. And so that was in the big amphitheater.
The outdoor show.
And so that was the first time the show's ever happened, because you guys do Shepherd of the Hills, the outdoor drama that's been here for 60 plus years.
Yep.
So talk to me about that experience, and what was that like?
So it was really great. Our owners have decided to add another production. They've only done the Shepherd of the Hills drama, performed down there regularly for the last 60 plus years, reenacting the Shepherd of the Hills novel by Harold Bell Wright. So now we want to do something different. So we have a big outdoor amphitheater. It's kind of old. So what this presents for the Wild West Murder Mystery is we have a great Wild West show. It's Bronco Bob's Wild West show. I was very blessed to play Bronco Bob. They're rolling into town. So there's banners up. It's very much like a Wild West show of that age of Buffalo Bill. And so we have trick riders, trick ropers, shooters, Johnny Lone Star.
Johnny Lone Star. Well, Johnny's been on the show as well, yes.
Yeah, Johnny Lone Star with his gun twirling and lassoing and bull whips, and just a lot of fun. We get audience members up because we discover there was a murder as well. And so we have to figure out this murder amongst this Wild West show. The comedy portion is the Wild West Murder Mystery. And so we have that murder mystery, and then we resolve it toward the end. And of course, there's a big cheer. We have the little kids get deputized during the show, and we bring them out in the second half to stop a stagecoach robbery that is going to take place from this bad gang, the Hurly Burly gang, coming to town. So there's a lot going on in that show, and that'll be for 2025. It's going to be back and having a good time, and so we're looking forward to it.
So folks, if you haven't been to Shepherd of the Hills in a long time, let me tell you, there's so much more going on there than there used to be several. I mean, it's amazing. And in fact, last night I drove by there, and it was kind of late at night, and I was like, there were cars everywhere. And I was like, I don't know if they're in a show or they're riding the roller coaster.
So we have the amphitheater, right? The outdoor show, and then we also have the Playhouse Theater where the dinner shows take place. And so $1 Million Quartet, Whodunit, the Chuck Wag, everything's inside there for the meal, and then our outdoor productions as well as the Adventure Park. We rebranded as the Shepherd's Adventure Park, so we have all that going on with the swinging bridges. We've got, like you said, the roller coasters. We've got zip lines. We've got the Vigilante zip line that goes over a half a mile from one corner of the property all the way to the other across there. We've got historical farm tours if you want to know about Shepherd of the Hills and Harold Bell Wright. John Fullerton is absolutely known as Cowboy John out there, but he'll take you on a tour and tell you everything and more of what you needed to know about this area and what really started tourism for the Branson area.
The other thing that they also have out there, and I think it gets sometimes a little overshadowed, is they have Shepherd's Grill, which is a restaurant that you can go eat in. And I tell you what, the last time I ate there, the barbecue was amazing. Yeah. And so lots going on.
Little secret, the barbecue you get there, same quality barbecue you get for the dinner. So it's very good food all around.
Well, Shannon, it's been great catching up with you, and it's great to see you've been entertaining over 2 decades now.
2 decades.
Over 2 decades.
Is it showing? Probably right
in Branson. So congratulations. So folks, this is a perfect example. You can live your dreams in Branson, Missouri. We'll be back in just a second.
There There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We've been talking to Shannon Thomason, and he is out at the Whodunit Hoedown. Now that is typically Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 5 p.m. He's also at the Great American Chuck Wagon Show, which is Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5 p.m. Plus, they have lots of other shows going on out there, so be sure to check times, make sure those are accurate, but you can catch them just about every night out at Shepherd of the Hills in one of their shows. You know, every once in a while, we also talk with an attraction folks. So coming up on our next episode that we will launch, we're going to have some folks here from the immersive Disney animation attraction, and you'll want to check that out, find out more about that new attraction here in Branson. Now, if you need help planning your Branson vacation, be sure to visit iBranson.com, or you can call those folks at 1-877-ENTERTAIN. Now, they are local people here to help you. They go to the shows, they go to the attractions, they get all the feedback. They know a lot of information. So check them out, 1-877-ENTERTAIN or iBranson.com. Now, folks, you can always find PlayBranson episodes on social media, on Facebook or our YouTube channel. We always are asking people to subscribe to our YouTube channel at PlayBranson on YouTube. You can also now find us on thevacationchannel.com as well. So go see some live performances this week. Continue to support your local musicians. That's it for today. We'll see you next time on PlayBranson.